So there might be a few of you who disagree with my top pick here today, but hear me out and then let me know if you agree in the comments. Today I'm talking about my top 3 picks for most recognizable rock intros. Right off the top, I know what you're going to tell me. It's so hard just to pick 3. Sorry, but that's the name of the game. So there are literally thousands of recognizable rock intros out there. And undeniably, there's only a handful that when you hear only just a second of it, you know exactly what song it is, even if you're not particularly a fan of the band or the song. When you hear these songs, you don't have to make any educated guesses. You don't have to wait for a few more notes or for the vocals to kick in. And you definitely don't confuse it for any other song out there. So here are my top 3 picks for unmistakable rock intros. Let's start off with number 3. This song was released on the album Appetite for Destruction. Appetite went on to be one of the best-selling debut albums of all time. And that opening guitar riff with Slash, who doesn't recognize that? In fact, readers of Total Guitar once voted it the best riff ever written. I once read that Slash wrote it more as kind of like a warm-up rather than an intended track for the song. But there's no denying that the second that riff starts, most rock fans can identify it instantly. Yep, coming in at number 3 for me is Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. My second pick was released in 1980 on the album Back in Black. This album has sold over 50 million copies worldwide. That's crazy. That makes it one of the best-selling albums of all time. It was also the first album that AC/DC released after the untimely death of Bon Scott, and we had Brian Johnson stepping in as lead. That opening guitar riff with Angus Young is pure rock and roll. That song became AC/DC's biggest hit in the US and launched it into worldwide fame. So number 2 for me is definitely Back in Black by AC/DC. So my number 1 pick was released in 1971 on the album Who's Next? That famous intro is built on the repeated sound of an organ using early synthesizer techniques. At the time, and really even today, it sounds completely unique compared to any other rock intro. The second it starts, rock fans immediately recognize it. And despite what a lot of people think, the song is not actually called Teenage Wasteland. Coming in at number 1 on my list of top 3 most recognizable rock intros is The Who with Bubba O'Reilly. I can already hear some of you yelling other picks right now. What about Smoke on the Water? What about Sweet Home Alabama? What about Smells Like Teen Spirit? I know, there are lots of great rock intros. Now it's your turn. Let me know your top 3 picks for most recognizable rock intros in the comments. If you want to see more on the topic, and if you like talking classic rock and music trivia, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Keep rockin'.